See, Hunter versus Mage, the returning champion Kibler versus SilentStorm. Let's get into the games and see how they played out.
Let the hunt
Right.
Wow, so it's gonna be
You
Hunter
asked
versus
for
Mage
it.
in the first round. How about that?
I know, right?
I had to drop that one somewhere. All right.
Well, uh, okay, so let's figure out which decks these are. It looks like. Oh, by the way, I found it very peculiar that there's a split in secrets from Kibler.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
for sure when I saw he was making Mage that he'd put all the secret cards in one deck with all the cards that work with secrets. Well,
Well, there's not that many of them, but I mean that's kind of what I thought of doing as well. So that didn't end up being the case.
Mhm.
So SilentStorm is playing his Face Hunter variation, and that's clued in from the Web Spinner. And Kibler playing the Mana Worm is playing his Spell Aggro deck. So both players are playing very aggressive decks. Excuse me. Mage with spells and tempo usually wins by a lot or loses by a lot.
Well, looks like it's working out so far with those arcane missiles, I guess.
I feel like maybe if he was planning on playing the Mad Scientist, he should have coined first, killed the Haunted Arcane Missiles.
Yeah, it seems a little bit better like that, but well, I guess he ends up losing that Mana Worm because of it. Now, let me take a look how many secrets he actually has in here. He has Counterspell, Mirror Entity, Spellbender, and that's actually it for this Mad Scientist to grab. Okay, and he already has the Kirin.
Yeah. You can only play one Mad Scientist and one Kirin. So it's two secret synergies for three secrets. I think that ratio comes true in a lot of decks these days. A lot of decks have two Mad Scientists and three secrets. Sometimes even two secrets if they're very aggressive.
Yeah, totally. I've definitely run into more than my fair share of Face Hunters that have two Explosive Trap and two Mad Scientists in there. So.
Oh, how about that? Like SilentStorm got hunted crab from the Web Spinner. Look at that.
Whoa! It's back.
It's back.
That's fantastic. It's just totally teasing him now.
Yeah, but I don't believe there's any Murlocs in Kibler's deck. I think he has Unstable Portal in this deck, so there may yet be a Murloc to snatch.
Yes, there certainly could be. By the way, I liked what Kibler was saying about how part of the reason why he chose Mage was to make sure that like the hero power was something that was going to be useful with a bunch of basic cards and stuff. And like I'm looking at it right here, and I mean he's got easy ways to clean this stuff up if he wants to preserve his
There's two ways to do it. I think you can trade into the 2/1 and Yeti. I think that's actually like a pretty big. I think that's the biggest tempo play he can make actually. The other one will be to ping and Flame Cannon, which is a bit more conservative, but still also quite aggressive.
Yeah, I kind of prefer that one because I'm always trying to save my cards on the board. But yeah, the trading in definitely could have been awesome if it grabs one of the a secret that counteracts what his opponent does this next turn.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
That's a bit surprising. I think Hobgoblin is
Well, this is the one time you don't want that Huffer, but
yeah, Huffer is definitely the worst one there.
SilentStorm
unfazed.
SilentStorm a little bit greedy, I guess. I think he just wants to save it so he can play his Hungry Crab as well, same turn, you know.
Perhaps. It's a counterspell. I don't think SilentStorm is running much in the way of spells in here.
No, not too much.
This is the face deck. He has Animal Companion, Kill Command, Quick Shot. He's got a few.
Huh.
It might work out pretty well for him.
And now those a banana is going to get counterspelled here a little bit later on, I think.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think I like Undertaker over the crab.
Save the crab just in case.
Just in case.
I guess these decks are that wild.
Yeah.
That is a huge play for a Challengestone format like this, I have to say.
Totally insane.
And this spell aggro, I'm sure this one isn't the one with the flame strike, right? No, it doesn't. All right, just had to check.
Well, here you have to kill the hobgoblin no matter what.
Mm,
I think if you're gonna silence anything, you should silence the Undertaker.
yeah.
But the question is whether you want to go like face or not.
Oh wow.
I guess that means he's killing the 3/4.
Oh, okay, yeah, with the ping.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, he dealt with that pretty well, but there are 2 bananas in that hand still. One of which will get counterspelled.
It's just a lot of damage right now, from what I'm seeing. Like you kind of have to see this from like the hunter kind of stabilized and the mage is out of cards. This is where that hero power really starts to kick in.
Oh, yeah. And when these 2 hero powers go at it, I definitely prefer that hunter one. So he gets rid of that secret with the banana. It's so value. I like the fact that he can drop a rag next turn, but obviously that polymorph has to come out of it. But oh, okay.
Yeah,
If he Leroy's, he has to clean up. Yeah.
small creature. You go face though. Sure. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Hello.
All right. His hand is emptying out a little bit. Not a lot of.
Greetings,
super
This is
sick
this
options.
is like kind of like Arena though. Like the way
Yeah.
this game's played out. It's
Yeah.
like Yeti's a good card. Wargame Chair is a good card. You got a polymorph. Good deck. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, the spell breaker was considered to be the single best arena card, arena common, in the first few months of Hearthstone. How about that?
I very much remember reading a Trump guide which stated as much. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, it has to be quite good here as well, right? There's probably quite a few silence targets all over the place. And in fact, yeah, there's only 2 minions at silence, right? So and you can only play 2 of them total. It kind of reminds me of the last Challengestone where it's like, okay, you can't silence things in this.
Yeah, but you
Whereas
can't
here
play.
you're like,
You can't play that many things that get owned when they're silenced as well, right?
yeah, that's true.
It's give and take a little bit. I think the really big factor here is like, it's conquest and the player who wins is actually at a disadvantage in terms of decks, because his opponents will know that all the cards he saw cannot be played, while your opponent can be playing anything. Like all his decks are the same class. Even if he's playing the same deck, we will have no idea if that's the case until as the game progresses.
That's a really good point.
So losing a game, I feel in this format is kind of not that big of a deal.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Does, by the way, take out that rag, but it's okay because now there is no polymorph for Salty Dog.
Oh,
And
I
that's
think
really important.
I think that's might be it. Like
Yeah,
how
it looks
Kibler
like
win
it.
from this stage. That banana, man.
That banana sped it up by a turn.
Yeah, but that turn is the difference between winning and losing here.
Yeah, totally.
First
Yep. Kibler drops the first game to SilentStorm. SilentStorm is no longer able to play his face hunter deck. He'll have to rely on his control hunter or Murloc hunter, while Kibler still has all the options open to him.
Yeah, man, that hero power, as you were saying, it just gets more and more powerful later in the game.
Yep.
So
Another thing to consider is like it's hard to play slow decks, because if you play slow decks, then SilentStorm is going to come in and crush you with his 3 aggressive-ish decks. But you can't really play draw either. Like you can't play an aggressive deck with draw, which is kind of what people generally do, because there's you only have 1 copy of each draw. So yeah, it's a bit difficult to make it work.
yeah, it certainly is. Looking at the decks like before, I was like, oh, maybe I like Kibler's point of view here, but SilentStorm, out of these 2, now I know that we already saw the
defeat.
first game go
Yep.
to SilentStorm, but I forgot to ask you at the beginning who you thought out of these two actually did like a better job and you think will advance.
I think Kibler made the better job. I think picking Hunter is a bit of a risk. It's not bad, but I think it's a bit of a risk. I think Mage is a safe pick, and I think Kibler, with no mistakes, kind of executed his plan quite well, even though we kind of disagreed a bit on the secrets. Overall, I think it was a good job. Anyway, let's get into the second game.
Jaina
Alright.
versus Rexar. Let's the hunt.
So it looks like let's see, the Frostbolt. Which deck is that in?
Frostbolt
Spellagger.
has to be in the Spellagger deck, no?
No, it wasn't. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no,
you're right.
it's not. I think it's the mech one.
No, it's in the control.
Nope.
He's playing
Yeah.
Control Dragon.
Ooh.
So
All
he's-
right.
He's playing like, he's probably thinking like, okay, so that was the aggressive deck of the Hunter.
Hello.
Now
Oh,
he's
yeah.
probably have to play a slower deck, so let me play a better slower deck. I think that's the idea here.
And yeah, he is playing the control
Greetings,
uh,
traveler.
control hunter here. So
I think seeing both those traps is kind of bad though for SilentStorm.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
His-
SilentStorm is
His
playing
mad
control.
scientist is not going to be any good here. He has actually
he has
three.
Three.
Yeah,
he has the
three.
snake as well.
Yeah.
So it
So-
might be good. It might be good if
Yeah.
it's drawn.
It could be. But
Okay.
he has his one Dr. Boom in here. And,
We see Kibler nodding though. I mean, he has a pretty good idea what's going on. Like he played Zombie Chow and then he played a trap instead of Hero Power on 2. He knows he's playing against a Control Hunter right now.
yeah. And Kibler is someone who nods a lot while he plays. By the way, I've definitely watched this guy's stream quite often. And
Okay.
play things, and he's just like, I get it.
All right. Well, he doesn't look very confident right now. I think it is just difficult to play against the Hunter because
Yeah.
I think it's one of those like I think everyone kind of had at the back of their mind maybe I'll play Hunter and like SilentStorm actually did.
Yeah.
So people are like a bit worried, like, oh man, is this actually gonna crush me? Yeah, let's see.
That makes sense. That'd be funny if he just wins the whole thing. That would really catch me off guard. Ooh, I like that Steam Weevil Sniper, by the way. That's actually pretty cool, because that normally doesn't even make it into Control Hunter decks, but I guess in this format it absolutely does.
Yeah, people tested the card a little bit. It's not that bad. There's a lot of cards that are like mid-range, and I think we're gonna see most of them in this type of format.
Yeah.
Very good play by Kibler.
Really starting to clean
SilentStorm
things
still
up.
with the terrible trade, and if he does make it, he does lose out on the board.
Just gonna go ahead, coin out that high main. Still a very difficult card to deal with. He knows that there is no polymorph in this deck, so that is actually a pain.
Does he? Like, does he know that this deck is actually different from the one he played earlier?
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I think he can probably feel it though. Like he's seen all these taunts and stuff, and
Yeah, it's a different type of deck. I think.
yeah, there's like I don't think. Yeah, some of the cards don't seem like they would really overlap, I think. But yeah, you're right. Like you don't get to see enough cards to really 100% know.
Going with a sniper. Yeah, but how do you deal with Sylvanas?
Yeah, it's a pain.
You could just get in there.
Yeah, I guess you just go face, man. That's what Hunter's best at.
Well, I mean, we saw the Frostbolt played,
Let none
So-
survive.
like Frostbolt would actually be a counter to this play. It's actually kind of smart if you think about it. Oh no! You can use his hero power on creatures now.
Yeah, I've gotten him more than a few times out of shredders. It doesn't really. I'm like, why can't I armor this creature? Ugh.
I want to play a dude on top of my creature.
Yeah.
Embrace
Can't I just
the
have my
light.
dude be a banana?
Yeah.
Come on.
Alright. Does the duplicate, gains a little bit more life. I kind of like it.
What, the life gain? Yeah, he's got
Yeah, it's good.
duplicate and ice barrier are his only two secrets in this deck, so yeah, it's totally reasonable.
Now the funny thing is, I think SilentStorm's gonna go face, even though he kind of went for that creature. I still think he's gonna go face. Because he's got Doctor Boom, he's got like huge initiative.
But that, I mean, that is 4 life, well...
Yeah, but like, the duplicate won't even like proc on his turn, because he's probably gonna Blizzard here, and then his creatures are gonna die because there's boom bots.
Yeah, definitely both his creatures will die. You're
Both of them?
absolutely sure about that.
Well, he's got explosive trap up as well, so actually that's not that unlikely.
Actually,
the chance that they both die is really fair, like decent chance of it.
well,
But he has the
boom
Blizzard.
bots, right?
Yeah, he has the Blizzard here.
It is Dr. Flamestrike, so I assume that his minions are all going to be gone in a moment here.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he's thinking about? It's like, oh damn. Well, yeah, I guess you'd have to count up for this Dr. Boom. Can you kill him all?
Well, you can't play anything with the Blizzard, so I guess you just ping it first. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. He wants to get lower.
Having played a lot of Freeze Mage, I totally understand about putting damage on the Dr. Boom as you're freezing him. Get that extra ping turn and all that. Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Seems about right.
I understand that. So I guess he wants to play Hungry Dragon and Black Corruptor next turn.
Oh yeah. That seems like that's definitely best. Like, but then is the what about that ping though, right? Like that ping was actually extra. So I think he was like pinging just in case for something. Actually,
Okay.
He missed a point of damage there. I'm sure the chat is going wild right now.
Did he?
Yeah, right, because the Dr. Flamestrike was a 7-2 there when he hit with the Blackwing Corruptor.
Oh, I see. So he could have pinged face.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Turn
like
4.
that was always his plan to play that the next turn, then he shouldn't have actually pinged it, I guess.
Okay. This is a good old school Hyena Unleashed combo.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, though, the duplicate there. That is it's a lot of fire elementals coming out.
Yeah, but again, we're at the stage where you know there's not that much healing, most likely, and you got 2 damage a turn.
No.
I mean, even though Kibler looks to soon be dominating this game, he isn't yet, and I think it's going to be a bit late.
You might be right about that. I mean, this is another 4 damage right to the dome. Mad Scientist? That's
Snake
actually...
trap.
Yeah.
I don't know about burning Feign Death. I guess it makes the snakes 1 turn earlier, so I guess that's good. Yeah, you'd burn Feign Death.
Oh, yeah. I think you're absolutely right about that.
It just guarantees the proc this turn. Because if the Mad Scientist is the last creature killed, and most likely he will be, you won't get the proc the next turn. And you want to close out this game as fast as possible.
Well, I mean, he does have 3 points of life gain here. Let's see, is there any Hunter life gain he could get from Nefarian? Nope.
Death to the pretender.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's that nodding once again. Yep, I'm dead.
To the pretender.
Well, it is correct to kill the Scientist. I mean, how many more traps could he have? He's right about that.
That is...
Is the heal right? You don't die this turn.
yeah, I think you have to load up your board anyways, because like maybe you can... See, that's 10, 16, 17 points that he has.
KT. Alright, well, actually, Kibler might have a chance here. Let's see. He gets into 6 turns. He's going to have to spend 1 turn basically doing nothing and clearing the board. Yeah, I feel like if SilentStorm draws 2 blanks, Kibler can win.
Well, what is he looking to actually draw here? Because he doesn't really have anything that does like direct damage or charge in this deck. I'm looking at, like, I guess an arcane shot.
Well, he goes with the more controlling play, and I actually like it a lot. That 1 damage speeds up the game by a turn. Killing off 1 creature makes it so you get the damage back next turn. This is very smart. He did that very quickly. I'm very impressed about that, actually.
Yeah. Well, Kibler obviously has to clear this out or die.
Yeah, not only does that clear this out, but he has to ping 1, because otherwise, with 2 left, you'd be at 4, which is too much damage. And because he has to ping, he can't do Twilight Drake Emperor Thorsten, which I think he really wants to do.
Yeah.
The funny thing is here, not many people know this because this card kind of sucks. It's a Hungry Dragon can sometimes spawn a Zombie Chow, and in this matchup, often it will win you the game.
Oh! Oh, wow. Yeah, I actually hadn't even thought of that, but...
Runs out on me.
Thing is, if it spawns something else, that would be very, very bad. Give your opponent some more damage.
So yeah, you have to play Emperor here, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Oh! I'm actually... Oh, wait, what? Yeah,
He's going for the play anyway. He's going to lose 1 turn earlier, and I think that might be the difference.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised. I thought for sure he'd do the ping and Emperor, and, you know, maybe go for some luck.
I have no time for
That Hunter Hero power, lose 1/3 of your health. That's pretty good.
For only 2 mana!
Yeah.
Use it every turn.
Can we get a nerf on this?
It's pretty sick. Yeah, I guess he's got to draw here. I don't know what he can even draw into, though. I don't think he... Well, actually has an anti-Keel bot in the deck.
Okay.
That would be a pretty solid one.
Oh, Zombie Chow. He can give a Zombie Chow, perhaps.
That would be a sick play. Oh, wait, yeah, because if he plays... I mean... plays a Zombie Chow, and then it's a 1 in 3.
Yeah.
That I think that's for sure the play.
I think the 3/4 kills the 1/1.
Mm-hmm.
I think you leave the 4/5 alive, you ping the 1/1, you play the Zombie Chow, you trade 5/5 for 5/5, and if it takes a Zombie Chow, you go to 9 life and win the game.
Yeah, yeah. I would say for sure you're right on that. And does he just not see it? That's not a Zombie Chow.
Did he just lose the game from
Oh! Wow.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, that's that Crip arena brain right there, man. Realizing that Zombie Chow is the out.
I mean, the Hungry Dragon was the out as well. It's just less likely. I think there's slightly over 30 1-drops that you can get. And if you get Zombie Chow as one of them, you're fine. But generally, when you're playing Hungry Dragon, you want to make your attacks first because disproportionately to the other random cost-based creature summons, one tends to summon a lot of taunts.
Yeah.
And we saw exactly that there, and it's why he conceded. So, yeah, interesting stuff. I am very happy to see these cards in a tournament format, however. I have to say I'm a little bit giggly here.
It's definitely very refreshing after watching now, I guess, years of things like actual Face Hunter and very tuned deck to see some of these cards. People try to make them work against each other. But it seems like, you know, he kind of sped up his own death there. He kind of made like a little bit of a misplay. Like I would definitely take the 1 in 3 to gain a bunch of life and be happy about that. I
think you'd probably win the game if you were at 9 there.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he may not have known that, but we know there's like very few spell burn in SilentStorm's deck, and having 4 turns with that many cards on that much board, you probably would have won, I think.
And I think he could probably look at that deck and be like, okay, this is the control hunter. It's not like there's a kill command in his hand. You know, it's probably not even a quick shot in here. So maybe a little bit too quick there by Kibler.
A little bit. Well, let's see if he does compose himself and put a win on the board here in the next match. So we do know, because it is Conquest, that SilentStorm's playing his last deck, and I believe his last deck is the Murloc deck, which is most affected by his errors. He had Hungry Crab and Piloted Treader removed for Salty Dog and Stormpike Commando. Which is not that bad of arena card. It's like just slightly below average. Yeah,
well,
I think he dropped the Raider here. It's good enough Raider turn.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gonna coin into ping, I guess that's just gonna happen.
Kibler is playing the Dragon deck. I believe this is the exact deck he played earlier. Actually, we know it is because Ysera's in his hand.
Yeah.
And again, I want to reiterate how even though Kibler is down 0-2, I think this is as light of a disadvantage as you can have when you're down 0-2 in a tournament, because like, you know so much information about your opponent. You know, like, I think at this stage, you know, like 25 cards that are guaranteed not to be in his deck.
Yeah, yeah.
And not only that, SilentStorm has no idea what you're playing. You could be playing literally anything. Except with that Frostbolt, you just gave a lot of information.
Yeah, in fact, he told him a ton of cards in his deck. He knows basically every card that was in it last game will be in here once again, but that's fine because, I mean, SilentStorm has to end up winning with this deck. It doesn't matter what Brian Kibler brings out. So I do like this type of format for specifically this Challengestone because, you know, it's like you could make like 2 sick-ass decks, I'm sure, with any class, and then that third one would be a pile. So, like...
Exactly. Like, Kibler could feel he's actually favored here if the third one's just terrible.
Yeah.
That is what sinks the Conquest tournament run.
And you know what? This is a Murloc deck, and I mean, we all know that Murloc decks just straight up run out of gas very, very quickly. And we're almost to that point. Not quite yet.
Gladiator's Longbow is surprisingly a very powerful card that plays around that.
Yeah.
While Murlocs kind of have to gang up to kill off, like, let's just say a salty dog, Gladiator's Longbow just takes care of 2 of them.
Yes, indeed it does. Trying to gain some sort of ward here. Good old Stranglethorn Tiger.
Okay. More stealth creatures. I think I'm a fan of going face here. Gotta get that damage somehow. I mean, you're playing an aggressive deck, so 5 damage when he's at 30 is just necessary.
How much at this point do you think with the Murloc Hunter deck are you relying on hero power? Like, do you expect to see hero power used every turn? Because he's kind of running out of gas a little bit, right?
Oh, there's that Stormpike Commando. It's actually pretty
There
decent
it is.
here. If you Kodo the Zombie Chow and go face, you can hero power. You can deal 5, and then you can clean up with Stormpike the next turn.
I like it.
I guess you can choose not to attack. But I like the damage hit.
Yeah.
Looks good to me.
But he does have mana for this. Well, he doesn't want to Flame Strike this turn. That doesn't really fit the board well.
I kind of like just taunting up here, taunting up duplicate.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because if he doesn't attack, Flame Strike anyway. I think this is a very solid play from Kibler. I think now's the time you bust out the Gladiator, perhaps.
Do have to agree, but it's basically going to run into a couple Senjins. That's what it looks like. The immune not really going to be something that he's caring too much about here. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure what he would do with that. I don't like
that might be
nearly so much.
that'll be a bit of a disaster, I feel. Because it does okay. Does it kill the Senjin?
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
but that's the disaster situation, because now that's going to come down on your Stormpike Commando, and the Senjin will take care of the Senjin. Take care of the...
That's really bad. And then he has to use like the Divine Shield or a bow hit on like a 3/1. That doesn't feel good. Oh,
Oh, just the Flame Strike. Okay.
never mind then.
I think that turns
like the
out
other
fine.
play. Yeah.
Kibler's just thinking like he's running out of cards, like Flame Strike's not going to get much value. Kibler's like,
Yeah.
oh damn.
And there's the nodding once again.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's a hunter card. I haven't seen that one before.
SilentStorm's actually 2 off lethal. I think Kibler's done for, man.
Oh my god.
Because Kibler has no taunts, no heals, he has no way to prevent damage. He's going to be at 2, and his hand doesn't do anything.
Yeah. It's pretty rough.
He basically has to top deck some form of healing to stay alive this game.
That is 12. Yeah. Well, he does have anti-Keelbot. That would be,
He has the Farseer as well. The Farseer might be enough.
Is the Farseer enough here? Because he'd have to...
Yeah, because it was
Oh,
frozen
yeah,
in the
yes,
previous
thank you.
game, right?
Yeah. And that is not it.
And not getting the duplicate on the Senjin just allows SilentStorm to push for lethal.
Yeah.
So even though it's like a really bad situation, I think it ended up being
Well played.
a lot better than the other bad situation.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the defending champion of Challengestone not going to be having a repeat victory here, Trip.
Nope, it is single limb. Kibler shakes his head as he ends his first match against SilentStorm in 0-3 fashion.
Ouch.
Yeah, it just felt like his decks were a bit too slow. SilentStorm kind of played into people playing these type of decks. I also thought people would be playing decks like the ones Kibler was playing. So maybe SilentStorm was just on the level above the competition in terms of planning it out.
Maybe. Or maybe he's just one of these guys that plays Hunter all the time. I think it would be hilarious if he takes this down with just like a Murloc Hunter, a Face Hunter, and a Control Hunter. And maybe
it is certainly possible.
Maybe he ends Challengestones like 4 seasons from now. He just uses like aggro hunter decks as much as possible, and you're like, well, damn. I guess there is no innovation in Hearthstone.
Well, you have to kind of maybe think about that a little bit. Like, it is hunter. It is aggressive hunter. It is like hybrid hunter. It is that type of hunter. But the execution and the cards that they have to kind of make do with make the game, I think, a lot more interesting. I mean, Hunter, a lot of the time we kind of write it off as like a dumb, easy class to play. But both of us, even knowing all the cards, we couldn't exactly figure out the best solution for the play around the duplicate. And SilentStorm made it with cards like Stormpike Commando to lead into cards like Gladiator's Longbow. So this is a different world.
That is very true. Like I really wasn't. I guess you looked at he's like, well, if this is duplicate and I duplicate the taunt, I'm going to lose this game. So, yes. I mean, it turned out to be a very good move. Even though when he did, I'm like, oh, wow, it's kind of bizarre. Like, he gets cleaned up so easily here. But, I mean, very, very strong play. You can see why this guy's a tournament champion. Yeah.
Tournament champion indeed. Not yet of Challegnestone, but we will see more from SilentStorm tomorrow as he participates from the round of 4.